Hola, minasan! Welcome back for another round of Chainsaw Man. Oh yeah, they're in the hotel and they already got their assignment and they entered the hotel. And the last thing Aki and the team saw was the Thing, just a head and a pair of feet walking by, just like the Thing. If anyone saw the Thing, watch it, and you'll be saying, "You have got to be well." I can't say it because YouTube has got to stick up its bum over foul language. Oh my gosh, foul language. Oh my gosh. But yeah, everything is setting up. I mean, Denji is trying to figure out what the heck is going on with womanhood and everything, and what else? What else is going on? What else? Oh yeah, we found out that Aki is ready to just off these two. He had to bribe them with a stick of gum to proceed with this mission. It's pretty crazy. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be fun. So, yeah, we need to get deep. We need to get deep into this hotel and quick. So, without further ado, let us proceed. Chainsaw Man by Tatsuki Fujimoto, Chapter 15, Endless Eighth Floor. Aki and Aki, Denji, and everyone just looked down at the head and 2 feet, just winking at them. It smiled, and Komeni went. It jumped over and jumped into the air right above her head. And Himeno immediately raised her fist up and said, "Caught you." Ah, ah, ah. The head devil said, "It's floating." "Ah, 'tis a battle," Power said. She immediately formed a knife from her own blood and sliced it in half. The two halves collapsed right before Komeni. Ah, 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 ah. And and Power smiled with glee as she held her blood sword up. The damn devil froze in midair out of fear of me. No, no, no. That was my power. My ghost caught it. A ghost? Ghost? Power looked back at Himeno. I have a contract with Ghost Devil. In exchange for feeding it my right eye, I may get to use the ghost's right hand. It's visible and pretty strong and useful, right? No, yes. Little girl. And meanwhile, meanwhile, the gun devil's bullet began vibrating. How's it look, Aki? Does this thing have a piece of that thing? Does this piece have a piece of that damn gun? No reactions. This isn't our devil, lady. Gotcha. Then let's move on up on the floor then, boy. And they all proceeded to walk up the stairs. Are you sure you should be blabbing about your powers in front of me? You humans are here to keep me in check, no? It'll be easier to work as a team if we know each other's power, right? Besides, girl, I've got the trump card up my sleeve. It's all good. Is that true? Then what if I said I'd kill this one? What will you do? Yeah. And suddenly, a ghostly arm appeared out of nowhere and clutched the Power's throat. What? And gently squeezed it. Put the weapon away. If you misbehave, I can strangle you to death any time, child. Oh, can't touch it. Her hands phased right through the ghostly arm, unable to get a firm grasp. It released itself and left Power coughing and hacking and weaving. I don't want to have to do it again, so how about we get along? I don't like to have these types of conversations, you hear? Power looked up as she wiped her face of sweat. I'll eat her one of these days. She looks tasty. Then she looked back in disgust. Hey, she's gonna kiss me. Don't you dare eat her. Komini slouched forward, with trying to give her dentist. Oh my gosh, power. Komini looked away while sweating. I keep forgetting his dang name. What, huh? What is it, boy? What'd you find out? Just now, didn't we go up the stairs from the 8th floor to the 9th? Then she looked up. You didn't see Rog or Cal-Rog? No, I'll go double check. He walked on down the stairs. As Power continued talking about Himeno. I'll turn her into a steak and eat her, Yade. Dang it, I forgot his name. This is why you need to name them early. He made his way down the stairs and saw floor 8. This is floor 8 too. Here we go. And he saw everybody down below. Yeah, I want to try steak, but not the human kind, Denji said. What? Alright. There we go. Alright. Thank you. Alright, didn't you just go down the stairs, son? Huh? Everyone looked in shock. Komini's sweat began profusing even more. Himeno was quiet. She looked back. At Kobeni. Kobeni, make a double peace sign. And stay completely still, but don't go hippie on us. Himeno walked down the stairs with a smile. She turned around. Oh boy, she said with elated joy. She saw I and the rest of the crew standing there. Himeno holding up the double peace sign. Okay, what the hell is this thing? Well, woman, it probably is a devil's power. This definitely smells like toe jam here. Huh? Kobeni, child, you stay right there. Don't even move a muscle. He entered the hotel room. He approached the window and looked outward. What the? Why is there a room behind the window too? What is the devil up to? Aki climbed over the window and entered into the other room. He approached to the main door, and he opened it up and saw Kobeni standing outside. I was afraid of this child. Kobeni said. She stared at her sweat continued to soak into her clothes. Hey, Denji said, exiting out of another one. None of the windows lead outside. They're all connected to the rooms on the opposite side. And Aki shed a little sweat. We're stuck on the 8th floor. Is this the work of Haruhi? Everyone sat inside the hotel room. Kamini shivering. Himeno smoking. Denji laid back and resting in the bed. Alright, Aki said. Here's the rundown of our situation, everyone. No matter how many stairs we climb up or down from the 8th floor stairway, we'll always end up on the 8th floor. This is likely the work of the devil. That dang fool. He doesn't understand what he's messing with. At least we're not covered in his Joe Jam. Alright, everybody. We can't use the elevators for some reason. We can't get outside through the rooms or windows. And we tried climbing up through the ceiling, but the 8th floor was above that too. You hear? Is it because Power went and killed that devil? Or is it because of Haruhi Suzumiya? I bet that devil used its power to trap us in here, and then it died without turning it off. You said I killed it? Power leaned over and yelled in Denji's face. Did not. Now, children, you stop messing around here. We ain't got time for this. Don't let me go spanking you with the switch. The devil's powers are undone when they die, so that's impossible. Okay. Himeno said. Any movement from the flesh piece? About that, he said. It completely stopped moving. So we walked straight into a trap. With that devil as the bait? This is the first time I've had a devil try anything this tricky. Arai spoke. But when we don't come back, won't other devil hunters come to rescue us? We can only play. We can only pray that they won't trap us like us. They won't get trapped like us. We're gonna have to look at the power of the Lord on this one. Kobeni just sat there in shock. And she finally snapped out of it. We're all gonna die. We're gonna starve to death. Kobeni, stay strong. You're working as a devil hunter because you want to put your older brother through college, remember? I know that. Why are you expositioning my life? I was forced into it. My parents only care about my gifted brother. They want to put him through college, so they put me to work and pay for his tuition. My only option was to be a sex worker or a devil hunter. Tears began to pour down her eyes. She started wiping them off her face. I wanted to go to college too, but I'm gonna die here. Power, watching onward, let out a light laugh. Gah. Then tears formed out as she laughed even more. Gah, that face. Gah. Well, Arai pointed at Power in anger and disgust. Don't laugh. And Himeno immediately patted Kobeni and consoled her. Oh, Kobeni, fear is the devil's favorite food. That's why I told you not to be afraid and pray to God. If you act scared, you'll be giving them exactly what they want. A nice virginal nun. That's what you are. But I'm not a nun. I'm so scared. You too, Aki. What's the matter? Woman, make my sandwich. No. The clock in this room here, it says 8:18 for a while now. All the clocks in all the rooms here were stopped at 8:10. It's possible that time is stopped only on the 8th floor by double power. I suspect it could very well be the Haruhi devil. Somebody must have read the Endless Eight and then watched the anime for 8 straight episodes and got scared out of their minds. In which case, help may never come. And everyone became shocked. Their mouths gaped. Sweat poured out of their faces. Meanwhile, Denji just pulled the sheets up to it and smiled. That's amazing! Then we can sleep as much as we want! Ha ha! Everyone turned to Denji immediately, and Arai spoke. Are you stupid? We could be trapped here forever. It might turn out that way, and it might not, right? Denji immediately turned his body over. Wake me up when you figure it out. Cheers! These beds are so comfy, it'd be a waste not to sleep in them. Kenji closed his eyes. I'll appreciate this sleep, this Harui devil, and catch me some Z's. Z. That fool. He fell asleep. I'm gonna have to beat the Bible into him someday. One Piece. Chainsaw Man. Chapter 15. To be continued. Chainsaw Man by Tatsuki Fujimoto. Chapter 16. First Taste. Ooh, okay, so I'll be very careful because I'm very, very far ahead. I'm in book 15 now on Japanese language, so I'll be very careful. I'm always try to be very careful for anime only fans. Alright, take 2. Chainsaw Man by Tatsuki Fujimoto, Chapter 16, First Taste. Drool poured out of Genji's mouth as a finger poked at his cheek. It was Himeno. Denji, wakey. No! Denji stretched his arms out and let out a loud yawn. He slowly opened his eyes and saw Himeno smile big before him. No, can we leave the 8th floor now? I hate to disappoint, but it looks like we're still stuck here. Boy, what have you been doing in that dream? I noticed that you got that bulge down there. Are you making sure you're keeping keeping the virginity up? Yeah. Well, while you were sleeping, we learned we can use the water and electricity. As far as food goes, there was a little bit in the luggage the hotel guests left behind when they ran. To be honest with you, everyone's getting pretty worn down. I just wish we had some petrified. That would have perked everyone up. Aki's been hunting for the devil non-stop. I've been trying to get him to take a break, but he won't listen, stubborn fool. Aki was walking through the entire hallway as Himeno continued. I was helping Aki out first, but now he's freaking out. He's freaking out. He shut himself up in the room and won't come out. I keep hearing him making prayers to the good Lord. Hopefully he has his beads with him. Arai wrapped himself in a blanket, shivering. As for Coqui, she lost it and tried to drink from the toilet. I told her that was the devil's piss, so I knocked her out. And then there's the fiend. Power? What about her? Denji turned his eyes towards Himeno with his hands behind his head. And inside the room, Power was all relaxed with a big smile on his face. I'm so bored, so I was thinking of a Nobel Prize winning invention. If I win a Nobel Prize, humans will grovel before me, and then I'll use my Nobel Prize as a stepping stone to become Prime Minister. I want to watch humans suffer. She lifted her body up and raised her fist into the air. So my first act as Prime Minister will be to implement a 100% sales tax. The money will be mine. Everyone was in silence. Then Denji turned to him and she seems the same as always to me. Oh, that's good then. I was afraid I was going to have to exorcise the demon from her. The three of us will guard Coqui on our eye while those two continue their prayers. Can't even take a bathroom break if I'm the only one doing it. Coqui laid in the bed, resting. Arai leaned over to the side, freaking out. A lighter lit up and burned the tip of the cigarette. Ash poured out and fell over. Himeno took a puff out of the smoke. Down to my last cigarette. That's not good. This is the devil's. This is God's. The cigarette is God's joy. Power spoke. You two are too calm. It's no fun. Well, since Aki's on the job now, I can take it easy and relax. Plus, it's the power of nicotine, God's greatest gift to man. It's so great having addiction. In this life, you need something to take the edge off. Hey, that's the same brand that jerk smokes, Denji said. And Himeno lifted up the cigarette with a smile on her face. That's because I'm the one who taught Aki to appreciate the taste of cigarettes. He understood the power of God through them. Flashback. At an apartment, Himeno was smoking as Aki stared out at the city with a dirigible flying above the air. Aki, you don't smoke? No, it'll rot your bones, woman. We're gonna be working together, boy. Now you should do it too. I'm not here to make friends, woman. Huh. Alright then, boy. I'm gonna teach you the power of God. Let me guess, you came to public safety to kill the gun devil, right? How do you know, woman? It's the same. It's the same for all the dark and brooding types who join public safety. Since we're the only ones allowed to carry the pieces of that dang gun. Us devil hunters don't live long anywhere, you hear? It's not like the Smokey's gonna kill you, boy. I won't buy it so easily, woman. I'd consider cigarettes the devil's junk. You better not. It's God's will. It's a hassle when my buddies die on me. She said with a smile, as the clear sky shined over the tower buildings. They walked through the crowd, and Himeno noticed someone. Huh? And a woman. They see a woman approaching them. Aki, make yourself scarce, will you? Himeno said, and he stood silently as Himeno towered over the woman. And in the most disjointed way possible, the woman raised her arm up in a very impossible position and punched Himeno in the face. As the crowd ignored her, Aki stared out. Sorry, the way that arm is drawn, it threw me off. Aki was in shock, and he leaned over to Himeno. What was that about, woman? Oh, she was my previous buddy's girlfriend. She got jealous and wanted to beat me up. It's pretty common for there to be trouble with your late buddies, families, and so on. They don't have the power to get revenge on the devils, so they instead take it on you. They really don't. It's what make them atheists. I consider it just another part of the job, pretty much. I try to convince them the power of God, but, they don't want to go to Sunday schools anymore now that the devils are going crazy. Oh, I see, woman. Well then, if you excuse me, I'm gonna make her make me a sandwich. Huh? Aki returned from the woman, and Himeno asked, What did you just do? I snuck up on her and stuck some gum on her. It's alright. What? Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Have you not read the Bible? That is in the New Testament. It's not your problem. It pissed me off, so I retaliated. Serves her right. Now she has some gum on her clothes and she has no idea. Oh, you read the New Testament? Oh my gosh. Let's have ourselves a hoedown. One step at a time, woman. I'm still a virgin. Over at the 1010 Chinese restaurant, they were eating ramen, bowl of ramen gyoza with some rice on the side. Himeno spoke. You reminded me of something my master always said. The devil hunters that the devils fear the most aren't the strong or the brave. They're the ones who they're afraid of the ones with a few screw loose because they like to thump the Bible and scream the New Testament. I think you'll manage to live for a long time. Is that some kind of insult, woman? I go to Sunday church. I know what Revelation says. Now, if you're not going to eat that almond tofu, I'm going to take it. Here. A cigarette was, the butt of the cigarette was aimed at him. I'll give you the cigarette. It is God's will. I don't smoke, woman. I told you it'll rot your bones like the devil does. This seems like it'll be a long relationship, so I sure would like it if you smoked and embraced the power of God. She leaned very close and, Fine, I'll smoke it, but just once. But I tell you, if this is the apple to my eating, this is the only cigarette I'll ever smoke in my life, and I'll have to be ready to face my sins before the Lord. Present day, Aki stood before Himeno, and he asked the simple question: Himeno, do you have any more of God's will? Oh, sorry, this is my last one. Aki approached her. Then let me have that one, woman. I need some hope here. Seriously? You're a hopeless addict. Yes, we are addicted to God, Himeno. Indeed. Power of God. That's a kiss. An indirect kiss, no fair. Denji screamed out and pointed out at them. Shut up, boy. Don't make me exercise you. Now I got some bad news. Remember that devil we killed? Ah, you mean the one I killed? Yeah, Power raised her fist up with joy. Yeah, well, it's gotten bigger. A lot bigger. And I can confirm to you, that is indeed Haruhi Suzumiya standing before us. As Haruhi Suzumiya absorbed parts of many bodies and crawled right on out and before everyone. I thought I killed it. No, Power said. Trapping us in this hotel, a form like nothing I've seen before. And I've seen the Endless 8 videos. It's real crazy. What kind of devil is this thing? No. Esper. Psychics. Time travelers. What was his name? Oh. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. What was his name from Haru Suzumiya? I had it all. I had it right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What was that? What was his name? Kyon. There we go. Esper, time traveler, Kyon. I'll offer you a contract. Denji was surprised. It spoke. The contract, boy. Aki said. Let me eat that human named Denji. He's no Kyon, but dead or alive, feed him to me. I'll return all of you other devil hunters to the outside unharmed, and you'll never have to go through endless hate ever again. I'll return you all unharmed. Make me a contract. No more endless H episodes. Denji stood silent. Everyone turned to looked at Denji. Denji turned his eyes toward as the door opened slowly. Denji, Kobeni said, let it eat you. She hit her as the sweat poured down her body, soaking her suit, and she held a knife up at him. To be continued, Chainsaw Man, Chapter 16, by Tatsuki Fujimoto. Oh my gosh. That title, Endless Eighth Floor. I just suddenly started thinking of Haru Suzumiya when I saw the title. The Endless Eight. For those of you who need context, Haru Suzumiya is a classic anime comedy series about a girl named Haruhi who meets a young who meets her classmate Kyon. She's like a total whack job, and in the anime they had a second season, and in the second season of the anime they did 8 episodes of this arc called Endless Eight, and the thing is that it's the same exact drawing with some differences. It's the same episode 8 times over, but with some slight variations. It was very controversial. It was very controversial because that was 8 episodes of a whole season used up on that, on doing that, and that pissed off a lot of fans. It pissed off a lot of viewers. There are those who like it, but they're a small minority. So seeing this, it just reminded me of Haruhi Suzumiya. So that was that was hilarious. But overall, this was some good chapter, a good pair of chapters. You know, we had the flying head, the whole warping thing. We got good characterizations from Arai and Kobeni, although the exposition was a little too rough on the writing there. It was one of those as you know moments. Let me see if I can find it. Right here. Yeah, right here. You're working as a devil hunter because you want to put your older brother through college. Remember, that's a bad write. That's bad writing. That's a bad line. This is a bad line. Writers do not do that. Don't do that because Kobeni knows who she is. The reason why this is a bad line because she know who she is and she doesn't need to be told what she already knows. Okay, it would have been much different if it would have been Denji or Power leaning in on her and getting her to exposit her whole life. Oddly enough, Arai didn't get that kind of didn't unleash that kind of exposition. So this was not very good writing here. This was a trip up, definitely a trip up. Never ever expositioned in this manner, unless you have not with the two characters that know each other. It should be a character that doesn't know. I would recommend for those of you who are writing. For those of you who are writing, I would recommend watching the clip from Indiana Jones, The Raiders of the Lost Ark. When they talked about the Ark of the Covenant at the school, that's exposition. Because you have two guys who have no idea what's going on with this Ark of the Covenant, this telegram from the enemy, and Marcus and Indiana Jones go through the explanation, but there's a good back and forth banter of questions and answers, and they show books, they show drawings, they explain what it was about, what the arc was about, and they pieced it all together as to what it is that Hitler wanted to do with the Ark of the Covenant if he got his hands on the Ark of the Covenant. So yeah, that's if you want to know how to do good exposition, use that as one of your examples. It's very good. It's a very well done, well executed. It flows nicely. It's organic. It's a natural conversation. This is not good. This is not good. This is not a good conversation. So there we go. There you go. My recommendation if you want to do exposition right. It happens. I can tell you that right now. It can happen for many of us writers. It can happen, but it's something that you want to keep minimal, if not zilch. It's not very good. So yeah, the whole entire warping, looping through the 8th floor, from room to room, stair to stairs, very clever and very cool. But leave it to Denji to just go to sleep. That's the right attitude. This is why he's so likable. He's like, hey, what can we do? What can we do? We're going to bed. He's like, I'm going to sleep. Until something comes to kill me, I'm going to bed. Pretty cool. And that leads us to I completely forgot Keon. Hands down, I forgot Keon's name. I had to do that. It was just funny. But we got some backstory into Himeno, like really deep backstory. So yeah, I mean, Arai and Kobeni are really being underused here. Because this is how you could do a good backstory with Himeno, and her relationship to Aki. This actually threw me off guard, hands down. This is terrible art here. This is a terrible drawing. Let me see. Yeah, I understand what he's trying to do, but look at that. I'm trying to do it with my arm, and that's not possible. It's like, yeah. See, it's like the arm is going. It's like the arm is going this way. It's going this way like this, but somehow, yeah. That's not. Yeah, that was a bad drawing. It threw me off guard. Threw me off guard the first time I saw it in the Japanese language, but yeah, it still throws me off guard. And I think the key issue here is this shadow right here on the left side. The shadow on the left side. That's what's throwing the whole thing off. It makes her look like a devil more so than anything else. This is not a good drawing. This was not a good drawing. And not a very good drawing over here too. It looks like a punch instead of a slap. Yeah. That was totally weak. But yeah, a great budding relationship is born between these two, and we learn the whole cigarette thing. The whole thing with the cigarette, like, really leaned hard into the cigarette. and that's when we really see the result of their relationship, where he doesn't hesitate to take that one cigarette from Himeno just easily, the last one. And then we get introduced to this cool looking blob monster. Oh gosh, man. We gotta look at Haruhi here. In the endless floor. The endless 8th floor. So we got ourselves a good setup here, because it ends with them making a deal, and Kobeni comes out and it's like ready to kill. So alright. Not bad at all. Very well done, very good. Very, very awesome. So there we go, everybody. That was that's chapter 15 and 16. Thank you all for joining. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and follow. You know you want to. And I'll see you all on the next set. So I wish you all a good night, buenas noches, and oyasumi nasai.